You've always trusted your mind, haven't you? The soft whisper of intuition, the quiet hum of your thoughts. But what if those whispers didn't belong to you? What if the thoughts hammering at the inside of your skull were not born of your own mind? What if you're not alone, even in here? Welcome, dear souls, to another haunting tale from Echoes of the Dark. Tonight's unraveling binds us to the precarious threads of sanity and compels us to ask, what if your thoughts, your memories, weren't truly yours? Meet our subject, Ella, a meticulous artist with restless hands and an even more restless soul. She lives alone, save for her most intimate confidants. No, not her friends, not her loved ones. Ella's confidants are the voices in her head, voices that have been with her for decades, guiding, soothing, and even warning her. They're familiar, almost comforting, until now. It begins on the night of the new moon. The absence of light always did something to Ella. It made her lines bolder and more chaotic. Where her earlier works were serene landscapes, her latest series of paintings are jagged, violent bursts of color. That night, she hears a new voice. Unlike the others, it doesn't console her. It doesn't comfort or cajole. It doesn't belong. The voice is rough, metallic, and dissonant, like a razor slicing through whispered secrets. At first, it's just faint, a murmur blending with the others. The first words it spoke? "You're wrong." Ella laughed it off. Wrong about what? She thought. But as hours bled into days, the voice grew louder, more assertive, more accusatory. It didn't feel like her mind conjured it, no. It felt foreign, invasive, a trespasser in her sanctuary. "You shouldn't paint that," it sneers one night as she dips her brush into a deep, arterial red. She pauses, startled. Never have her inner musings taken such a tone. Ignoring the voice, she completes the painting, a contorted face screaming into nothingness. By morning, though, the canvas is blank. And her hands? Smeared with colors she doesn't recall touching. Do you know what it feels like to lose authority over your own reality? To feel your grasp on time slip like sand through trembling fingers? Ella's days blur one into the next. She sleeps little, eats less. For every painting she completes, another vanishes. But the voice? Oh, the voice grows louder. "Stop ignoring me," it demands one rainy evening. She throws her palette across the room. "You're not real," she shrieks into the air, her own voice trembling against the walls. But of course, Ella's rage only fuels its power. Years of isolation had conditioned Ella to embrace her disquieting thoughts. But this one, it was different. Not born of her, not an extension of her pain or her joy. The voice spoke of things Ella couldn't know, events she had never witnessed. It whispered of a fire years ago, of a family she had locked away in her memory. But one night, it says something Ella cannot dismiss. "Look under the floorboards." Ella freezes, not because of the words, but because of the gut-wrenching familiarity buried in their cadence. How had she never noticed before? Her brushes fall to the ground, and against her better instincts, she obeys. And there it is, the latch. Small, rusted, worn smooth by trembling hands long ago, for her hands fit it perfectly. With a yank, she wrenches it open, revealing photographs, journals, and newspaper clippings. The clippings detail a fire, a family lost, a little girl survived. Ella, a 6-year-old orphan with no memory of the years that preceded that fateful night. Was this her family? And the voice, was it trying to reawaken the past she had long suppressed? "You weren't supposed to live," it hisses now, louder than ever, a torrent echoing through her skull like a scream into an endless abyss. "But here you are, little thief, little liar." The voice unfolds into torment, blaming her for actions she struggles to remember, but can't deny. The photographs capture fleeting moments of joy, now painted in sinister shadows. Was this her family? And if so, why did their eyes seem to follow her like accusing phantoms? The line between reality and illusion snaps like a loose thread, and in that moment, Ella understands the truth. The voice is not her own. It never was. It belonged to the person she was supposed to be. The person who perished in the flames, who was burnt away to let her emerge, a hollow imitation. Her stolen echo. So, my dear ones, I ask you, how well do you really know yourself? Are the voices in your mind your allies or your accusers? And if one day your thoughts turned against you, would you have the strength to silence them? Be wary of what whispers within, for not all thoughts originate from light, nor even from shadow. Some come from echoes of the dark. Until next time, sleep soundly, if you dare.